Okay, so let's look into the second video on break-even analysis, and we'll go to one example here. Okay, so in this scenario, we're looking into a bakery where management is planning to make pies and which will require them building new capacity. So from here, if you start putting this information together, so you have a fixed cost of $6,000, right? So that's relating to leasing a equipment. So I'm going to say fixed cost here, $6,000, right? However, you have a variable cost $2 per pie, so which will be associated with material costs associated with hourly wages, and so on. And the retail price, I'm going to sell this pie at $7 each. Okay, in 6A, we want to calculate the break-even point. So how many pies must be sold per month in order to break even? So the formula for break-even point is fixed cost divided by revenue per unit, or the retail price per unit, minus variable cost per unit. So we have 6,000 as fixed cost, and price per unit is $7 and $2 per unit to make these pies. So you need approximately 1,200 pies per month in order to break even, right? So for number 2, what would be the profit or loss if 1,000 pies were made and sold in a month? We know that the break-even point is 1,200 units, right? So I have break-even point as 1,200 pies per month. So we're going to make a loss, right? You can tell directly from here, if you are selling only 1,000 pies, so which is less than break-even point, you are not going to make a profit on this, right? Okay, so we already know that the profit is the difference between total revenue minus total cost. So the total revenue we can get from here is 1,000 pies sold at $7 each. So it's going to be 7,000 of total revenue per month. Similarly, the total cost is going to be fixed cost, which is 6,000 plus the variable cost. So 1,000 into 2, right? So that's going to come to 8,000, right? 6,000 of fixed cost and 2,000 of variable cost. And from here, the profit is going to be 8,000 minus 7,000. So minus $1,000. So minus indicates the loss, right? And it's loss of $1,000 per month. Okay, so now let's look into number 3. So in number 3 is being asked how many pies must be sold to realize a profit of $4,000 per month. So you already have a formula for this. You can go ahead and check your slides. The formula to get the quantity when the profit is given is profit plus fixed cost divided by revenue per unit minus variable cost per unit. So given a profit of $4,000 and the fixed cost is 6,000, and we have revenue per unit is 7, which is here, and the variable cost per unit is 2. So you should sell 2,000 pies per month in order to realize a profit of $4,000, right? So in D, we have, if demand is expected to 1,500 pies per month, is this a good investment? Yes, it is a good investment because if demand is 1,500, it is greater than the break-even point. Remember, the break-even point we calculated in the first part was 1,200. So the investment is good. Yes, we should go ahead and lease this equipment if there's a demand over 1,200 pies. Or you will know that you're going to look into the forecast, right? Okay, so that concludes the break-even analysis. Okay, so before we close this topic off, let's look into one more example here on the break-even point. So I'm going to change this question slightly. So I want to change it to that we're leasing a new equipment for an annual cost of $72,000. Okay, so now in 6a you have been asked how many pies must be sold per month. So I'm assuming that you're doing equal monthly payments. So in a year you're going to have 12 months. So before you go ahead, make sure you convert into the same unit. So I'm going to have a fixed cost 72,000 divided by 12, which is going to give me $6,000 per month of variable cost. Don't insert 72,000 because we want to calculate the break-even quantity per month. Okay, so make sure you pay attention how the questions are worded, right? Okay, so in this case, if you're using Q break-even point as 72,000 divided by 7 minus 2, so it is going to come around 14,400 pies. This is wrong. Convert into 6,000, only then you will get the right answer, right? If you have any questions, so please feel free to reach me out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much.